name is Kelson Thokto. Today I'm here to teach you a class 12 history. So because of lockdown, we don't have a proper reduced syllabus of CBSE. So that's why I think it's better to start from the beginning of chapter. So our first chapter is brick, beats and bones. In this chapter, you are going to discuss about the Indus Valley civilization or the Harappan culture. The Indus Valley civilization or Harappan culture, both are two different names of same civilization. Now, why it is called Indus Valley civilization? Because the civilization itself started near the river Indus. That's why it's called Indus Valley civilization. It is also known as the Harappan culture because Harappa is the first site to be discovered by the historian or archaeologists. So that's why it is called Harappan culture. So I think it's very important for you to know the meaning of civilization. So here, civilization means the process by which society or place reaches an advanced stage of social and cultural development and organization. In this process, there are development and social and this culture happened, or you can say the stages of social and cultural development of human. Right? So, if you think, do you think it is the only civilization in the world? If you think just like that, then you are wrong, because there were many civilizations in the world. So I'm going to introduce you 4 different kinds of civilization. Here I wrote 4 riverine civilization. Why I wrote riverine civilization? Because most of the civilization in the world started near the river. That's why I wrote riverine civilization. So these are the 4 very popular civilizations of the world. Now here, the Egypt civilization which happened near the river Nile in Africa. And then we have Indus Valley civilization, that is our own civilization. Right? We are going to discuss on it. That is in India. Then we have Chinese civilization or near the river Yellow, right? Yellow River in China. Then we have Mesopotamia civilization near the river Tigris and Euphrates. Mesopotamia is the name itself was derived from the Greek word, right? Meso means middle and Potamia means river. So it happened. So it was started between the 2 rivers, that is river Tigris and river Euphrates. So these are the 4 different kinds of civilization. So we are going to discuss about Indus Valley civilization. So before I'm going to explain you about the chapter, so it is important for you to know the map of Indus Valley civilization, expansion of Harappan culture. So see here, Indus Valley civilization. It's from Afghanistan to present-day Pakistan, then from Jammu Kashmir to Gujarat. So if you want to know this in which country present day it extends, then here in Afghanistan, some part of Afghanistan, and most of the Indus Valley, part of the Indus Valley civilization in Pakistan. Then we have some part of India. Right? Then, now, in history, the most important thing is sources. Right? Without sources, we have no any information. So, sources are very important to reconstruct the history. So, here are some kind of source. From that source, through that source, historian or archaeology know about the Harappan culture. So these are some kind of archaeological evidence or proof or source. Right? Through that sources, we know about the Indus Valley civilization. Now first source we have the remain of the house. Here, remain of the house means house. You have heard about the Great Bath of Indus Valley civilization, present day in Pakistan. Also, you heard about this Lower Town, or you also heard about this granary store, or different kind of buildings, right? So building or this house give us information about the social difference during that time. And the second source that we have is port. So port is very important sources. From the port we know about the long distance trade, right? Distant trade, or it also tells us about the social difference. And we have the third source that we have is ornament. Ornament also tells us about the economic difference, right? It also tells us about, it is also give you information about the economic difference at the time, right? So it's important. Then we have tools, different kind of tool used by the people of Harappa. So through the tool, it gives us information about the social life of people, how the people used to do, what are their activities they used to do during their time, right? Then a very important sources we have is seed. Right? Seed help us to give information about the communication. Right? So here are some kind of the sources through that archaeology or history know about the Indus Valley civilization. Right? Now, if you look at here, you will see just like this pictography kind of here see. But we don't have that much information about this is script or pictography. We don't have any information. But why? Because the script remain undeciphered. Undeciphered means not able to read. We have history. We study about history of Indus Valley civilization, and till now we don't have that much kind of sources available. Why? Because the script or you may say pictography that remain undeciphered, not able to read. If you look at this Mesopotamian civilization, which you have studied in class 11, right? In this, the Mesopotamian civilization, why we have lots of information about Mesopotamian civilization? Because the historian or archaeology, they able to read the Mesopotamian script. So that's why we have lots of information about it. In case of Harappan culture, the historian not able to read the Indus Valley civilization script, so that's why we have less information about Indus Valley civilization. So there are many other archaeological finds. Through that, we get information about Indus Valley civilization. Okay, then next we are going to discuss about sometime in the exam, right? There are 1 mark question maybe asked about what do you mean by the term culture. What do you mean by the term culture? So your answer should be just like that. Culture means a group of objects. What kind of object? A group of objects like beads, seals, wings, and pots. These kind of group of objects, distinctive in style. Distinctive means difference. Distinguished, very different, unique in style, that are usually found together within a specific geographical area. See, this is a specific geographical area where the Harappan happened, right? Started, and in a period of time. So that is called culture. So in future, if there was a question about what do you mean by the term culture, so you just need to learn it. Understood? The next slide that we are going to discuss about is period of Harappan culture. Now that is very important because if you want to know about Indus Valley civilization, period itself is very important. See, period of Harappan culture, right? I have divided the period into 3. Early Harappan culture, major Harappan culture, and then we have late Harappan culture. Now, early Harappan culture before circa 26,000 BC. Now here, see, C means circa. Okay, can you please come up here? Whenever there is a C before the date, that means C stands for circa. Circa means approximate. Circa means approximate, or you can say about or nearby. About or nearby. That means circa 2600 BC means approximate or near 26,000 BC. Right? It says that, hey, this kind of incident happened we have no that kind of information about when this incident happened, but that must be happened around this date. So that's why C is put behind the bar. If you in future, if you see that suppose circa 600 BC, when you see C before the date, that means approximate. We don't know exactly date, right? So that's why we have C, put C. So the period of Harappa culture is divided into 3 phases, right? First phases, we have early Harappa culture. Its time frame is between before circa 26,000 BC. In second phase, we have major Harappa culture. The time frame is between 26,000 BC to 1,900 BC. BC or BCE is same, or you can say AD or CE is the same. Then the late Harappa, third is a late Harappa culture. The time frame is, the time period is after 1900 BC. And during that time, the decline of Harappan culture started. So the next Harappan culture is also known by Bronze Age civilization. Why? As you know, that bronze is an alloy of tin and copper. So why it is called also known as a Bronze Age civilization? Because during that time, bronze is one of the most available metal that they used to have, and people use this metal in a huge amount. So that's why it is also known as a Bronze Age civilization. Or you can say Harappan culture, Indus Valley civilization, Bronze Age civilization, or Indian civilization. These are different names for the same civilization. Now, if you look carefully here, if you look properly, there's 3 phases, and there are break between these. Now, there are many discussion about why these break happen within the historian or archaeology, right? So, finally, after lots of research, they got a conclusion of 2 reasons, right? 2 most important reasons. And the first reason, the reason for the break between early and the Harappan civilization was large-scale burn at some site. Right? Here, between these early and major, between these major and late, between these phases, there are break between these periods. Right? So, some of the archaeologists believe that these break happened because they found a large scale of burning in some site, some place. So they don't have that kind of clear this what we call information who did it, right? Maybe it's a natural phenomena, or maybe it's done by a people itself. So the second reason for the break of these phases is the abandonment of certain settlement. Right? So what happened? Gradually, there may be some problem faced by the people. So people start leaving this place and migrate to other place. So that's why the Harappan culture start decline. So these are the reason for the break of these phases. Right? So in your textbook, in page number 2 and 3, if you look in a textbook, you find this map, right? And this one is a major Harappa site, and this one is early Harappa site. So here a difference is, if you look in this map, see settlements are very few settlements there, right? And here a very lots of settlement happened. So in early Harappa, settlements were less. In major Harappa, there were more settlement happened. And the second difference is that they are skill, right? Agriculture, the building of house, or everything. If you compare between these, here little bit more advanced. So that's why it's called major Harappa culture. So in our chapter, we are going to discuss more about the site belong to major Harappan culture. That is time frame between 26,000 BC to 26,000 BC to 1900 BC. Right? So that is for today, and next topic we are going to discuss in next video.